Welcome back to another video. Here we're going to step up the challenges in the 90-90 shin box position and work on our hip internal and external rotation, conditioning it in this position. This one's going to be challenging and you're not going to get much movement at first, but that's okay. We're here to activate and practice, and as you get better in time, you'll activate better and mobilize better. So first thing you want to do is open up the chest, hold the thumbs out with the arms out, hook those heels in, and what we're going to do is we're going to start by pressing both knees down into the floor, squeezing down. We're doing this for 5 seconds, breathing normally. I would recommend working up to 10 seconds, but we'll start with 5. One hand down. Now, we set a hand down and we're going to pivot from the front knee and lift that foot. Best we can, wiggle it at first if you can, or just squeeze the heel in to activate the adductor. 5 seconds, if not 10. Then we repeat the cycle. Press and squeeze both knees down. Breathe normally. Hold your arms out. Set the hand down, one hand on the chest to make sure it doesn't compensate too much. Pivot and lift that foot. Beginners, feel free to place both hands on the floor. I like to put a hand on my chest because it stops me from moving my chest forward. 3 times the charm. Squeeze those knees down, hold those thumbs up, open up that posture in the chest. Breathe. Last one. Pivot that knee and lift that foot, wiggle it, squeeze the heel in, whatever you can. This takes practice, like I said. Now we switch to the other side. Pressing both knees down. Set one hand down. Pivot and lift that foot off the floor. Now don't forget, one side will always be weaker than the other. So if you can barely get anything on one side, that's okay. I would not force the movement. I would rather just get a little bit of a squeeze and the movement will come over time. What I'm demonstrating with these movements in my feet or the pivots has been some practice, and I'm also trying to lift it extra high to show you for the video. But for the sake of practicing, I would not worry about too much foot movement off the floor. I would just worry about squeezing and pivoting on the knees. Don't forget, you got to always go through 3 times through. That way we maximize the activation, maximize on the mobilization and the range acquired. And on that 3rd time through, give it your all. Really try and squeeze and lift the foot. So that was external rotation of the front leg. Now we're going to work internal rotation of this back leg. We start the same way. We press and squeeze both knees down to the floor, breathing normally, opening up our thumbs. Then again, we place one hand down. You can put 2 hands down. I like to put a hand on my chest because it stops my chest from compensating forward, which it will do. And then we pivot and lift the back foot. Wiggle it. Give me whatever you got. It might cramp a little bit, but don't worry, that's just a weakness because we haven't really used that muscle before. So you need to practice. People don't really like this drill at first or exercise because there's a lot of weak muscles being involved. That's why we're doing it. And it will put your hips in a really good place once you get them all activated and working. 3rd time's through, squeeze both knees down. There you're getting a bit of glute activation of the front leg, adductor activation of the back leg. And now you're gonna work the opposite of the back leg, getting a little bit of glute min. And now we switch. Again, squeeze both down. Then eventually hand down, put a hand on the chest. This is my terrible side, so you might barely see my foot move, but without moving your chest, you're gonna give me whatever you got. Just try to lift, wiggle that foot, and it will get better. Maybe by the third time you go through this, it will actually come off the floor. And that's again why we want to do 3 times through for at least 5 seconds, but if not, 10 seconds is best. And then even after that, you could repeat the whole cycle through twice. So 2 sets of internal rotation, 2 sets of external rotation on both legs. It's a tough challenge, but like I said, if you get through it, you'll even give yourself a little bit of a hip self-adjustment. You'll feel great. You'll be ready for walking, running, jumping, landing, any sports, or even just daily home quarantine. Enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or if you have any requests, please send me a message. Thanks.